I'm up here. My time's about up. My location is spotted. I picked a spot on a topo map, so it's like not even having seen it, I gotta come to that area, to that spot, and pick out a shelter. So I'm just coming into it right now. Into these little bit of some quakies and pines here and stuff. So somewhere right in here, I've got to do my deal here. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'll go between maybe those trees right there. Yeah, okay, yeah. Today, I've got my poncho with me. I've got my survival blanket with me. I've got my OSNI cloak with me, and I've got a PSTL, one of our large 10x10 tarps. Today, I thought if I could, I'd like to do something with the tarps. All right, so let me get this pack off and get started. I got to get onto it here. Because again, we're here in a limited daylight here. Not too long, maybe an hour of daylight left. First of all, I'm going to get a cross member or something for here. Let me look around here. Here's something right here I can use. Right here. I'll clean that up a little bit. I'm going to sometimes it's not a good idea to cut off too many branches till you know what you need. Not much different. I guess I'll just do it. And of course I knocked the camera over. What's that here? In doing this, I really don't like exactly how it's situated here, but I think I'll do like that right there, and probably about the right height right there. The nice thing is this will help hold this thing up for me. All right. So what I'll do, I'll just start with my usual Swedish knot. I use it for everything, man. Okay. Snug it down. Now, let's say I'm about waist high here. Okay. So I'm about waist high, so I went around once. I'm going to come back around here. Okay. Okay. I want to pull it up just a hair, like that. Okay, now, let's see here. We'll go about like that, okay. So this is not the Boy Scout full method here for wrapping and frapping, but I'm not exactly building a signal tower here or anything. I'm just putting a little quick shelter up. And see, I do one more I like to keep everything in the hank till kind of let it feed out as I can. All right, now we'll do the other side. I'm actually right in the, just a little above the waistline here. So, not that it's critical or anything. So, do our little Swedish thing here. It's harder to do from this angle. Getting everything all caught up here. There we go, I got it. Okay, slide that down. Let it kind of lock in there. Spin it around. Okay, so do the same thing as the other side. Go around. Okay, now I'll do my frapping back here like this. And that's really plenty good to hold it. Now I can just do a couple of half hitches or so. Probably hold that. Since I'm going to be laying my tarp over here, I want to get off some of the stuff that might want to poke it. I'm probably going to wind up propping this up a little on this side, but anyway, so I don't know, I've had a lot of comments both ways. Some people are like, leave it in, some people are like, it's driving me nuts or whatever, I don't know. But I'll take out the worst one. Alright, so this is a 10 by 10 tarp. Now, usually when somebody's going to do a lean-to or an A-frame or whatever, you're just going to go straight across it. But I'm actually going to go on the diagonal here. And I have a reason for that. And I can tie out the front right there. All right, I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to raise this up a foot. I can see I've got enough room to do it. So it's going to hurt my time a little bit, but we'll just do it. I don't have to undo this whole thing because I can just raise it up over here. Figured I can go a little more. I might as well get up here. Okay. Okay, so there we go, right there. I don't know if we're even looking at me here. All right, so I went ahead and moved this up about a foot here. It'll give me just a little more space in there, and I've got the room, you know, the tarp will do it, so why not? Now it's a little harder to do it because I've wound a bunch of stuff off this hank now, so, but yeah, it's part of, sometimes when you're setting something up, you know, you get part way into it and you're like, hold it, I could do that better, you know. So a lot of times people just leave it and say, well, I'm not going to change it now, but sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better to take a little more time, because I'm all about trying to make my sleeping as comfortable as I can. So I'm going to do what I got to do that. All right, so now I'm going to show you what I just did here. So I just went over the top of that little stub right there. I'm going to kind of reposition that a little bit here, but I'm just going to do that just to help hold that up a little bit. Now my other times around, I'm not going to go over it just that first time, just to let it kind of hold up there. All right, so now I'm good. Now I could make this a little easier by cutting the end of that off. And now just throw me a couple half hitches up there. There we go. Now I'm secure on my upright here, and now I can put my point out over here. Right. And I always like to take advantage of the natural stuff that's sitting here. So I'm going to hook that tab over that little peg right there, and then I just pull it back here on this side. Now that secures me. I don't have to really tie anything off over there. I'm going to grab me a shock cord to put on that end over there. Just in Alright, so it's one thing I like about the shock cord. A lot of times I use it use shock cord just for the sake of saving myself a little work. So I snug that up like that. So that will hold this thing up now. I want to copy what I've done on the front. I'm wasting time here. So I have a corner tab, then I have 1, 2, and the third one up here is one tied off to the cross beam. Alright, so I'm going to go 1, well that's my corner, then 1, 2, 3, right here will get folded under. Okay. So I'm going to stake out this one right here. You've seen that I've got an assortment of tent pegs. I need a hammer to drive that in. I need me a hammer, so let's see here. I'll use my silky saw. Alright, so now I'll go over there. We'll come out here. And okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drive right through the loop here. What you want to remember is the easiest thing is put it down near the point when you get ready to do it. And then we just drive that in the ground here. Alright, there's that one up. Alright. Now we'll find the same one over here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, right here. That's it. One, two, third one, yeah. That's it, third one up from the point. And we'll drive this. I may have to make a little adjustment here, so I'll not drive that all the way in at the moment. Alright, so in the sake of making this thing work a little better, I'm going to tie it off right there with two ends of a parachute cord. So what I did, I'm going to go through both of these. And it's not going to be as pretty, but we don't really care right now at this point. Oh, I want something that'll hold me an edge. So, right there we'll do it. Get my stake here and my little mallet here. Okay. So there we are right there. It's like I say, it's going to look ugly over here a little bit. Alright, we'll tear into it again. I heard a beeping sound over here at my camera and my darn thing shut off. I don't know why. Freshly charged batteries and that didn't last. So I had to go change batteries. Alright, so now what I want to do is, I got a lot of choices, but I think I want to put a stick up here so I can have me kind of an awning in there. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Maybe armpit high, I guess. Let's see what I can find around here that's easy to get to. Well, there's lots of stuff laying around here. I want to get something that's not too big. Okay, so here's this. So I'm going to do what I have showed before. When you're measuring, like if I want to use this point as part of my, I want to leave that, flip your stick upside down and then cut from that end. That way you'll leave the point you want to work with intact. Don't ever do that with your saw. Okay, now kind of trim that off. I really like this silky Zubat. I like having that sheath on there, so I'm not having to monkey around much. So there's how the shelts are shaping up from a distance here. And just do it. So we just like that, grab that loop, pull it on out of there. You see it makes kind of a figure 8 looking thing there. Then you pull that up and dress it out. Okay. Now then, my tent stake and my mallet. Okay, so here we go. I try to get in line when I put my stakes out so that you're trying to pull as evenly as you can. Okay, put that down in there. And here again, maybe the taut line, 2 times on the inside, 1 time on the outside here. See that loop? Just let her drop. Okay. And then we just, usually you got to put a little bit of tension on the knot to be able to dress it out right. Okay. And I've got sides on it. That's what thing I like about this shelter is I got a roof over my head, I got a back wall, and I got sides, and I got a front awning. And in this case, because the front awning slopes, because I pulled that weird over there, it's actually any rain that collects here is going to want to just run off right over there. So I'm good, man. So now one thing to consider here is prettiness. Now to make that work right, to get some tension, I need to put my stake out there. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. So now and again, the thing you got to consider is where the point of that stake's going to enter the ground. So when you're positioning your stake, a lot of people, they get like this and start driving the stake in, and by the time they get down, they're pulling too much tension on the tarp. So to find your location, you want to put the tab of your tarp near the ground level where the stake's going to go in. Then when you drive it in, you're going to be at the right tension already. There we go. So now at this point, we'll just drive that in there. Okay. So there we are across the back. Very nice little deal. Now out here. All right, now, well, I don't know. I might be able to go in right here. Oh, you know what? There's so much stump right here that I'm going to go in and I don't know what I'm going to do here. Something. Well, by the time I drive it all the way down, see, that'll be my down position. So if it'll go down without hitting a root or something, we'll drive that all the way down. All right, there we go. Now I got a straight sidewall. All right, so I got a really nice little shelter here with plenty of room inside here. Side protection, back wall protection, some front protection, and all that. And if I want to, this corner that I turned under from the back, I can set some stuff there if I'm worried about something getting damp or whatever. I can put it right there. So my shelter is basically, it's done. So now I'm all in here. I'm good to go. Now at this point I can pull out whatever gear I want to pull out. So there's my Osney cloak, and here's my blanket right here. And what I can do, actually, some people ask me whether you can do that or not, but Then they see me walking on my gear. So here's my poncho. So if I want to, now there's a little bit of rain and snow up here earlier, well, within the last week. But there's some sections here that's a little bit damp, but not too bad. But here we go, right here. So now I can just spread out my poncho as a ground cloth. Okay? Okay. Now, so what I'll do is what I always do, I fold it in half. Now this is a large, so I could actually, when I do this sometimes, I fold it in thirds instead of in half. And I can have 2 layers under me and 1 on top of me if I want. Or I can do 1 under me and 2 on top of me. I mean, I go either way. Alright, so now there's my blanket all set up, ready to go right there. And I've got my Osney cloak ready right here to do whatever else I might need to or want to do. So there's the shelter there. There's how we're staked out right there. There's our back panel. Very nice. Very good. And here's our other side panel right here. So I used 6 tent stakes, and I had my tarp accessory kit for ponchos I brought with me as well. So I actually have 4 more stakes plus 3 more shock cords and 3 more hanks of parachute cord. Put some water on there and cook me up a little bit of fancy ramen noodles. So we're going good here. I'll put my water on here. So I've got me a nice little fire going here. Just a little small one to heat some water. Well, we got us a good boil going on here. I'll be eating shortly. It might be simple, but it's still good. Well, here I am, all cozy, in bed, my blanket on me and my Osney cloak. I'm wearing it, and it is nice and toasty. All I need now is a pillow, and I'll be great.